Hello! Great to see you again. Are you ready to witness some expensive blunders? Today, we've gathered a collection of failures that cost several $1,000,000 just for you. You'll see wrecked supercars, awkward movers, and even nature's toll on luxury. Make sure to watch until the very end as you'll learn how to avoid the mistakes made by today's unfortunate stars. Let's dive in. While in motion, the rear wheel of this excavator came off and rolled into a passing car. I have a feeling this store won't be seeing any profit today. Not only did he miss the dunk, but he also ended up wrecking the guy's bike. Even tanks aren't exempt from bad maneuvers. Your house will let you know when it's time for repairs. Do you think there's still a chance to fix the situation? Startled by the horn, this worker tossed garbage onto the car's hood, choosing an unfortunate method to dispose of it. This usually occurs when you think you've saved money by avoiding hiring professionals. It's only fair to point out that they did eventually put it on wheels. If you plan to open an expensive bottle of champagne with a saber, you might want to practice on cheaper bottles first. The fire sprinkler system poses a major risk that could lead to unexpected repairs throughout the house. Warning, beer lovers might find this mishap hard to watch. On top of that, leaving the door open could result in even more tragic outcomes. Let's admit it, when you see a champagne tower, it's a sure sign the party is heading for disaster. If not for the second cameraman, the world would have missed out on this brilliant dance. What a simple way to help the entire neighborhood cut down on electricity costs. Friendship is wonderful, but it's wiser to leave the job to professional movers. There seems to be no obstacle this man can't overcome. It looks like a $30,000 bottle of champagne needs to be handled with extra care. Eventually, any car becomes nothing more than a heap of scrap metal. It's going to be tricky explaining to the police why you didn't notice those traffic signs. That's why it's crucial not to overlook the height when transporting goods. A real friend will come to your rescue, even at the very last second. In this situation, there was nothing the people could do. The car owners were left to watch helplessly as their vehicles were destroyed.
Whoa! It flipped over!
I bet you've never seen a ship with such a brief lifespan. Here's a driver who paid the price for not knowing the actual size of his vehicle. The driver of this car carrier thought things couldn't possibly get worse, but soon he learned otherwise. While one driver spends years saving for a supercar, another manages to wreck it in an instant. Sometimes, being clumsy can cost you far more than you'd expect. How much do you think this botched parking job at the Mexican port will end up costing? The plan might have worked, but he forgot to account for the angle. While anyone can wreck a car, a truck driver has the ability to damage dozens of cars all at once. This is exactly how every solo attempt at cooking dinner ends up.
Yeah, boy.
It seems he only used to navigate a motorized boat. Natural disasters are incredibly costly for Porsche dealerships. For instance, this torrential rain is going to set them back around $1 million. That's what happens when you use a cheap mount for a camera worth thousands. When you bring home a four-legged companion, you're bound to experience new emotions. It seems like the crane operator can kiss his bonus goodbye this month. After a botched landing, he ended up testing his drone's water resistance. This is exactly how a children's horror movie should look. It feels like after a blunder like that, no one will be leaving early today. Did he actually believe his tractor could float? Usually, this occurs after hearing, "Honey, relax, I'll take care of it myself." It's hard to pinpoint exactly what his plan was, but one thing's certain, it didn't work out. We always say that operators are like superheroes. However, even they have their bad days. Even the priciest yacht can be reduced to ashes if it can't be extinguished. While someone might be dreaming of this car right now, that massive claw is tearing it apart. Countless beers were ruined with just one careless move. Some of you might even shed a tear watching this. One pothole like that, and the local auto repair shop becomes the most profitable business in town. A structure that appeared quite sturdy collapsed in just a few seconds for reasons that remain unclear. She almost saved the phone, just didn't have enough luck. These guys were hired to mount the TV on the wall, but after breaking the screen, they had to make a quick escape to avoid paying for it. Is there anything more delightful than taking a boat ride with friends? The first romantic cruise for the bride was taken with the captain of a nearby ship, rather than her groom. This is what a disaster worth several $100 million looks like. This video clearly illustrates that not everyone has the skills to operate a boat. It's tough for him to take himself seriously while only wearing swim trunks, yet he seems to be handling it well. No, these aren't clips from a disaster film, it's simply a helmsman who missed his docking lessons. During the hurricane, the river's powerful flow not only swept the yachts away, but also gave them a bit of an unplanned redesign. The jet ski would have been fine if they had known to secure it at the front. Now, she'll understand why she was told not to jump on the bed as a child. This has to be the most epic water launch we've witnessed so far. Sometimes, you might make an error right at the final step. Although many see golf as the safest sport, even a small ball can lead to big problems. Instead of moving forward, this guy chose to reverse. This guy made a huge effort to be careful with the car, but things didn't go as planned. The designers of this kitchen set ensured you'd use less sauce. Looks like a free car wash popped up on this street today. Let's be honest, you wouldn't have driven forward in that car either. This explains why you'll never come across plasma on a golf course.
Boom! Headshot!
This animal clearly wasn't a fan of its owner's priorities. When you're about to do something foolish, take a moment to think it through. In the divorce, the court will undoubtedly rule in his favor. It seems like there's no issue that chocolate can't solve.
Whoa. Bravo.
Sadly, even the priciest car is still vulnerable to accidents on the road. Trust me, he's not as skilled at billiards as he appears at first glance. Some people only end up making things worse. When paragliding, always remember to secure a selfie stick to your hand. Installing expensive stone countertops calls for more experienced professionals. The quality of the work becomes clear with the first bout of bad weather. This is what happens when you skip your physics lessons in school. This is a point when a small lifeboat turns out to be more valuable than a massive ship. This scene perfectly captures the last day of work for the guys who loaded these logs. Every little detail counts, as one tiny mistake can derail all your plans. Does this remind you of your first time behind the wheel? He aimed to blow out the candle, but ended up turning off the TV screen instead. This man succeeded in wasting $1,500 in a mere 3 seconds. This is one of the rare occasions when a dog feels genuinely let down by its owners. The one positive is that they've already got a replacement glass in place. A fire broke out on a 26-meter yacht in a British harbor. Due to the heavy smoke and fumes, nearby areas and beaches had to be cordoned off. Do you get the sense that the forklift driver picked this car purely out of jealousy? The reward for such a precise shot will be a brand new window for the house. They would gladly explain what it means to be in a hopeless situation. It appears that Skynet has chosen to make its first strike. This is precisely why men should keep out of the kitchen. I have a feeling this will be his first and last tattoo. A flimsy tripod is a blogger's biggest weak spot. With his level of attentiveness, it's doubtful he'll be trusted with a serious evacuation operation.